Mate, did we watch a thing this week?
Well, kinda.
Wait, what? Hello, how y'all doing?
Hello, everyone in podcast land. That's a place, right?
Yeah, it's a thing. It's like the North Pole.
Yeah. Well, that's a place.
Yeah. How you doing, Topher? I've barely seen you this week.
I know. I've been sick. I've been away for work. This is the first time we've ever recorded not in the same place, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of weird not seeing your beautiful hairy face looking back at me.
Yeah. I've got a mirror, so at least I can just look at a beautiful hairy face.
Well, that's nice, at least. How you going, mate? You feeling better?
Yes, I'm over my my plague.
That's good. That's good.
Which was pretty plague-like.
Because, mate, here's the thing: we did watch things this week. But,
yes,
but we're gonna answer the age-old question: how does a review show work if the hosts didn't watch the same thing?
We don't yet know.
No, because you were too plaguey to get out to Tomb Raider.
Yeah, which was like the only good thing about being sick.
Oh, mate, you haven't seen it. You don't know.
I think I know.
You don't know. So how about we talk Tomb Raider without you having seen it, and then you can tell me about something you watched this week. What did you watch?
Well, I watched many things. Stricken on the couch as I was. One of the things I watched was a new Netflix film, the new one from Alex Garland, Annihilation.
Oh man, I've been wanting to see that. You're going to spoil the shit out of that for me, aren't you?
No, because I still don't know what happened in it, so we're fine.
Oh, okay, all right, cool. Well, should we hop into Tomb Raider then?
Absolutely.
Excellent. All right.
The king of genres.
Yes, video games,
which is to say, films based on a video game. I mean, that's surefire quality, isn't it?
Well, did you know that this, as far as video game movies go, now holds the highest rating on Rotten Tomatoes of any of them?
Really? Is it like in the 20s?
I was going to ask you to guess, but is that your honest guess?
Okay, I will guess that it is at 44.
51.
Oh!
51. The previous record was 44. Do you care to have a guess at what that film was?
44 would be Mortal Kombat?
Angry Birds. So that kind of sets the bar for how great video game movies are. So yeah, this now is the highest at 51%. So
did you subject yourself last year to what was the one with Fassbender, Assassin's Creed?
Oh no, I didn't. I heard that was fairly atrocious.
No, I didn't watch it because I just thought, no way, you're not getting my money.
And you love Fassbender.
I love Fassbender,
but I'm guessing he didn't get his dick out in this.
Yeah. So I just went and watched Shame again.
Yeah. So Tomb Raider, directed by Roar Uthaug, which is, I'm sorry, is there a cooler name than Roar Uthaug?
Oh, where are they from?
I have no idea, but Roar literally spelled R-O-A-R, like roar, like a tiger.
Not like something that you'd expect to be from, the Netherlands or something.
No, it's Roar Uthaug.
Wow.
Doesn't get better than that. So, directed by him and written by Geneva Robertson-Dworet and Alistair Siddons, based on not the original Tomb Raider games. This one is based on the 2013 reboot video game.
Didn't know there was such a thing.
Yeah. So it made a pretty big comeback. So we follow Lara Croft. We all know Lara Croft. Everybody knows Lara Croft.
I remember her.
Yeah, in this version, though, she is kind of ridiculously a down on her luck, although somehow also gazillionaire orphan, who embarks on a perilous journey to her father's last known destination, hoping to solve the mystery of his disappearance. So, have I sold you on it yet?
No, you're going to have to keep trying.
Well, we've got Alicia Vikander as Lara Croft, who...
that's great. Yes, we love Alicia.
Dominic West is her dad. Walton Goggins.
Yeah, I like Tom West. Yeah. You haven't watched The Wire, have you?
No, I have not.
All Wire watchers are fans of Tom West, I think.
Yeah, there you go. And Walton Goggins as the worst bad guy ever.
I love Walton Goggins.
Mate, for starters, I don't know if I've seen this dude in anything, but he's got a 5 head. He's got the biggest forehead I've ever seen. Like, it's literally...
He's an awesome... Everything I've ever seen him in, he's been awesome.
I'm not blaming him. I'm blaming the script. He's a video game villain to like the worst extent of a video game villain.
Yeah.
So the movie's just bad. They set Lara up in the weirdest way. She's poor. And one of the first scenes is her losing in a boxing or a wrestling match. I don't know the difference between boxing and wrestling, but she loses anyway. And they give her no motivation at all for this adventure she's going on other than her missing dad, who's been gone a long time. Like, it's a really strange thing that they've done with her. Like, it's weird. Like, her ass kicking and bow and arrow abilities just come out of nowhere. Like, she's this poor girl, even though her dad's a gazillionaire, for some reason she's got no money. And
did she squander it?
No, like, basically the way they're doing it is she's refusing to sign the papers saying that he's dead. I don't know why that's her job anyway. Like, why is it her job to say whether he's dead or not? Like, isn't that up to a doctor or something? But like, as long as she refuses to sign those papers, she can't get her inheritance, which, where is the money then? Is it just sitting there in an account waiting for him? I don't know. I know you're not a caseworker or a legal person, so asking you probably isn't the best move. And you haven't seen the movie, so this is going great already. But yeah, so basically we start off with that, and then she decides for some reason to finally sign the papers. But when she goes to do it, the lawyer gives her this Japanese wooden puzzle thing that her dad left for her. And she, of course, solves it instantly, and there's a clue inside that leads to where he maybe is. So she decides to... She still doesn't sign the papers to get the money. She goes and, like, pawns off some of her parents' jewelry, which is really special to her, because it's, like, the only memory she has of them. But she goes and pawns it off to get the money to go on this crazy, wacky adventure. So she follows his trail that leads her on a boat off, I guess it's like China or Hong Kong or something, out to this mysterious island. Ooh. And of course, you know, when they find the island, it's pissing down rain and thunder and lightning, and they crash the boat. And once on the island, she finds Walton Goggins, the bad guy he's looking for the same thing that her father was, which is this mystical mummy lady. And it's never really explained why they're looking for her. Like, the dad, the couple of times it comes up, he's like, oh, I need to protect the world from anyone else finding her. But it's like, well, mate, you kind of are the one who led everyone here. So what the hell are you talking about? And, you know, like, the scenes once we're on the island, this is when the movie actually starts going, when it really picks up. You got some really cool action scenes of her just being a badass, running through the tomb. You know, she gets a bow and arrow, all that stuff, and that stuff is really, really cool. The acting is terrible. Alicia Vikander is wonderful. She is so great. But both Dominic West and Walton Goggins are so bad. It's like watching a soap opera. And I don't think it's their fault. I think it's the dialogue and just how bad the plot and writing and everything is. But it's hard to watch any scene with dialogue in it. The thing of it is that the action scenes are actually really, really good. Like, the visuals, I was surprised. You would be surprised at how good the cinematography in this movie is. It's shot really well. Like, it's shot really well, and the visual effects are some of the best I've seen in recent times.
Well, that's interesting, because I remember from the trailer, I thought the effects looked horrible, but it might just have been a case that they weren't actually completely finished when the trailer was made. Yeah, I remember there's a shot from the trailer where she's jumping across something or other, and like, the amount that she does not look like she's in anything resembling a real environment is just like Zack Snyder would be appalled.
No, well, they fixed all that up. Like, the visuals are really, really strong. There's only one shot in the whole thing, which is like completely the other way so bad, which is when she finally kills Walton Goggins. It's one of those classic video games. She pushes him off a cliff.
Spoiler alert, mate.
She pushes him off a cliff, and you do that whole, like, the camera follows him down as he's falling, like, looking at his face, and that is he's so clearly just, like, laying on a big green cube and kicking his legs and arms around, and then they've put him in this shot that just does not even make sense. But apart from that one shot, it all looks really great. And the action is really cool. If this movie was just an hour and a half, because for starters it's 2 hours, which is way too long. If this was just an hour and a half of Lara Croft running through the jungle and tombs doing cool shit with no dialogue at all, I'd love it. But then I just go play the video game because that's it would look exactly like that. But those scenes are really cool when it's just Alicia Vikander just doing her stuff. I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. And have you heard any of this bullshit about how Alicia Vikander's not sexy enough?
I'm sorry, who thinks that Alicia Vikander
it's like a full controversy. The amount of it's like, do you
is it a full controversy or is it two guys on Reddit?
No. This is it's like ridiculous. Do you remember when Gal Gadot got cast as Wonder Woman and there was all that shit about her not being, like, her physical build not being Wonder Woman enough?
Yeah.
It's the same because, of course, Lara Croft, the video game character, obviously.
But isn't new video game Lara Croft different from old Lara Croft anyway?
Yes, she is. The new one is different.
Someone was like, okay, actually, that would be difficult to run.
Yes. But, I mean, even, like, that aside, like, who cares? If she does an awesome job, which, honestly, she's the best part of the movie, who cares? So,
yes, aside from, straight up, who cares? And even if you chose to care, you're still wrong.
Yeah, exactly. So I just want to leave you with a quick fuck this guy, all right? So this is a review from a guy called Jerome Mader from the Philly Voice newspaper, right? So they've since removed this part from the article because of all this controversy. But this is actually what word for word was written in his article. Vikander's appearance is also markedly different than Jolie's. She never comes across as having an ounce of sex appeal, and at times looks like she could be 16. Toss in the lack of curves, and Warner Brothers could have decided to gender bend and make a film titled Luke Croft, and it would have come across the same way. They would not have had to change the script at all. Such interchangeability is not exactly empowering for women. That is an actual paragraph from a review of this movie.
A lack of empowerment because she doesn't look pixelated enough or something.
How ridiculous is that? So I just wanted to
take a bow.
Quick, fuck that guy. Because I mean, she's Alicia Vikander. The girl is hot, and even if she wasn't, who cares? Like, aren't we past those times where that's what matters?
Well, apparently not.
Yeah. So all in all, I'm probably making it sound worse than it is.
I bet you haven't.
The truth is, this isn't a bad movie. Like, there's a lot of things in there to enjoy. Alicia Vikander is awesome. She is really, really great. She's a great Lara Croft. She's fun. She's engaging. She does a good job. The action scenes and the visuals are really, really good. Like, it looks really, really nice. And the action scenes are tremendously fun. Like I said, if that's all this movie was, it'd be great. The problem is that there's all this dialogue and plot and other bad actors around it that just really drag it down. But it's not a bad movie. To me, anyone who's giving it lower than a 5 is just being harsh AF. It's not absolutely terrible. I think the 51% on Rotten Tomatoes, I think all of the positive reviews are probably around a 6 or a 5, and the negative reviews are probably around a 4. So I think around a 5 is fair for this movie.
The only review that I had seen something of, and I didn't actually see this, I just got told about it. Someone said that it had been given 1 star and the person made a point that they're not allowed to give 0.
Oh, wow.
So...
Well, someone liked it a lot less than I did then. I didn't hate my time in the cinema. It was fine.
Were you alone in the cinema?
Oh, mate, I was the only person in the entire cinema. It was fantastic.
That is the dream. I
walked into the cinema and I went to order some food and I said, do you need to know my seat number? And the girl goes, no, you're the only one in there. I think I'll find you. And I was like, hell yeah. Because that's the way to see a movie.
Well, given your comparative generosity to films compared to me, I'm pretty happy that I didn't get my birthday spoilt by having to go and watch this thing.
I think you probably would have given it a 2.
Yeah.
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 I think that's fair to say. I'd still like you to watch it at some point.
I won't. I was probably happier on the couch with Natalie Portman.
Yeah,
as you were in the cinema with Alicia Vikander.
So tell me about Annihilation. So Natalie Portman is pretty much all I know about it. Her and Tessa Thompson?
Yes, Tessa Thompson's in there. Jennifer Jason Leigh is in there.
Jennifer Jason.
Who plays Jane the Virgin?
My wife would know.
All right, she's in there, and I was like, oh, I know who that is. That's Jane the Virgin, but I haven't seen Jane the Virgin, so I don't know her name.
Gina Rodriguez.
All right, Gina Rodriguez is in the film, as are some other people. Notably, Oscar Isaac is back from doing Ex Machina with Alex Garland.
I was going to say that was also Alex Garland, right?
Yeah, that was his. I'm fairly certain that Ex Machina was his directorial debut. This is second, and sticking with sci-fi for his directing. Annihilation. It's based off a book. It's the first in a trilogy, I think. I hadn't heard of the books before seeing the film, and so it will shock you. I haven't read them. But sort of like Ex Machina, it's this kind, and like when we were talking to the good folk at Cinematic Respect about Solaris, and we were talking about it being, there's this kind of almost meditative mood around it, which Ex Machina kind of has going on to a degree as well, but more so in Annihilation. It's not. I mean, it'd probably be unfair to say that it'd be unfair to the plot of the film to say that it's not a plot-driven film. Mm-hmm. Like there's a specific goal that the characters are after, but the story does kind of jump around timeline-wise a bit, and it is. I think it's fair to say that it's more concerned with themes than it is the story.
Okay, the only thing I've heard about it is the shimmer. But I don't know what that is. I've just heard people say, like if there's a review of it, the headline might be like, going into the shimmer to watch Annihilation. I have no idea what that means. Is it like a Solaris type thing? Like, does the shimmer make things happen?
Yeah, it does. So no one in the film knows what the shimmer is either. The shimmer is this thing that has happened.
Oh, it's an event.
Well, it's... Who knows? It's an event. It is a physical. The shimmer is a physical manifestation of something that causes a kind of dome thing that looks like bubble liquid, that kind of rainbow prismy light thing. There's probably a term for it.
Yeah.
And things that happen if people go into the shimmer, they don't come back. This was true up until Oscar Isaac's character came back, but he's not quite right. So Oscar Isaac's wife, Natalie Portman, our hero, she is enlisted / volunteers to head into the shimmer because she, along with the other people going in, the performers that we've already mentioned, they all have kind of a specific skill set that they hope will bring some kind of understanding as to what is happening. I mean, most of the film then is the 5 travelers in the shimmer, and there's the design of everything within the shimmer is really, really cool, because the world within the shimmer it's like a bizarro reflection of the world. Like it's still our world, but there's just differences.
So it's okay. So it's not like the Upside Down.
No, like they come across I suppose it's an alligator, not a crocodile. Although it looks pretty crocodile-like. Maybe it is a croc. I don't know.
Crocodile, alligator. What's the difference?
Yeah, ours are better and they're crocs, so let's go with crocodile.
Mick Dundee would be proud.
Yeah, they come across a crocodile, but it's got like those regenerating layers of teeth like a shark would have.
Oh, okay.
It's like things have been kind of spliced in there.
Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
And in the end, it's Tessa Thompson's character who kind of realizes that the reason that because when I said earlier that no one's come back out of the shimmer, they've also had no kind of radio contact or anything within there, and they didn't know why. And it is because things get somehow kind of things get reflected back from the shimmer once you're in there, and this includes DNA.
Okay, all right.
And it kind of bounces back and splices, and weird things happen.
Okay, so with Oscar Isaac, it's almost like a Pet Cemetery type deal then? So is there like an old man in a straw hat standing outside the door to the shimmer going like, you don't want to go down that ride?
It should be. There should be. Yeah, just props to the designer or anyone who worked on the design of things in this film, because there is some really, really cool stuff. Yeah, I don't want to say too much because it's on Netflix. I assume you're gonna watch it.
Nah, do it, mate. That's what we do.
There's plants, for instance. This is not spoiling a ton. There's these plants that grow in the exact kind of form of a human, and so they're there with leaves blowing.
So they're just shaped like a human?
Yeah, but you keep waiting for them to move or something because
that's pretty cool.
Because there are sequences in the film that are quite horror film like.
Yeah,
and so you wouldn't it's not like you'd be entirely shocked if something like that happened. But no, it's just a plant, or is it? Or is it?
So with the production design, when this movie was this was intended to be in theaters, right?
That's my understanding.
So after having seen it, because for those who don't know, here in Australia, we didn't get it as a cinema release at all. It was just direct to Netflix. After having seen it, has that disappointed you? Do you wish you had the chance to see this in a cinema, or were you fine watching it on your TV?
I would love to have seen it in a cinema.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
That extra level of kind of immersion that you get from being in the theatre rather than on your couch where, you probably haven't turned your phone off and there's light coming in through the blinds and all that kind of.
Yeah.
It is just a different environment watching a movie at home.
Yeah, and you've got a lot of light coming in your window too.
Oh, because we're in Australia, the sun's always out.
Yeah.
It's rubbish.
Are you still running your phone in black and white?
Yeah, I am.
So that you don't look at it as often?
Yes.
Is it working for you?
Yeah, I think it is. And now if I'm watching if I want to watch a trailer or something on my phone and I put it back to colour, I'm like, whoa, that is weird. But yeah, so Annihilation is, we talk about it every other week about, a movie that's not for everyone. This is not, even though there is a bunch of action and horror type stuff in the film, it's not an action film.
Yeah,
and if you go into it just to kind of half pay attention and see a bunch of stuff get shot and everything, you're going to be disappointed.
Is it very long?
I don't recall it being particularly long. I think it's about 2 hours on the. Yeah, it's kind of close enough to being 2 hours on the button.
Everything's 2 hours these days.
Yeah,
I miss the 90-minute days.
Interestingly, Oscar Isaac was shooting this at the same time that he was shooting Last Jedi.
Really?
Yeah, they were shot on adjacent lots.
Huh.
So he would I think he would kind of go do some Annihilation one day and then pop over to Star Wars the next day. And
now, am I right in remembering, I think I've heard this right, is Oscar Isaac basically the only male member in the main cast of this film? Is it a very female-driven movie?
Benedict Wong is in there in these interviews. I love
Benedict Wong.
Yeah, yep. We like Benedict, and he's... I mentioned before that the film doesn't go in one linear sort of timeline. There are these scenes where Benedict Wong is interviewing Natalie Portman once she's come back out about what she saw in there, and he's very suspicious of her for reason, and we don't know why. Because the rest of the film we're going along with Natalie Portman. He's like, "Why are you being mean to Natalie?"
Wait, but is there a reason to be mean to Natalie?
There is definitely a reason to be suspicious of Natalie. The final kind of, how long would this sequence be? 10-minute sequence, I guess, that is the climax of the film. It's a complete trip. Like when Natalie Portman's character gets to the goal where these characters have been heading the whole time, which is this lighthouse, which is the epicenter of the shimmer.
Oh, that sounds dope. I love lighthouses.
Yeah. Yeah. Once she gets to the lighthouse, shit goes a hazy shade of trippy, and it is very cool.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, the whole sequence in there reminds me of the liner artwork from a Tool album. That's the kind of headspace I reckon to try and explain it.
So what's your final rating? Do you suspect it's better than Tomb Raider?
Look, my suspicion is that Annihilation is better than Tomb Raider.
No, but you're wrong. You are dead wrong. Tomb Raider is the best video game movie we've ever had, mate.
I refuse to believe.
Don't lie.
I refuse to believe it's better than the original Mortal Kombat, which is a classic. I gave Annihilation 7 out of 10.
Oh, that's pretty high for you.
It's it's good. It's a good movie. It's not a great movie, and it's not as good as Ex Machina.
Yeah.
But
for me, that's probably like a 9.
yeah, like the cast is really good. It's a good looking film. I really like the fact that Alex Garland doesn't go into shaky cam mode, because like they're traipsing through kind of swamp-likey terrain for a bunch of it, but it's it's not just full wobble wobble wibble, can't even tell what's going on camera, which is fantastic, I think.
Actually, Tomb Raider did the same thing, which I was when I was talking about how good the cinematography is, that was part of it. The action scenes were very well shot. Like scenes of running through the jungle, which usually you'd go for that over the shoulder shaky cam. They don't do that. It's a very smooth track. Just little touches like that are really nice, or really nice wide shots. Like almost bird's eye view of her running through the jungle. Or there's this amazing shot where she's jumping out of this ship. And there's lightning crashing and stuff, and it's a really, really wide shot, and she's framed right over to the right of screen. It's really nice. Yeah, well, mine's worth seeing. Okay, all right.
I'm not going to see yours.
You got lucky. You got out of it this week, mate.
No. Thanks, illness.
Look, I mean, you got off light this week because do you remember what we're doing next week? Pacific Rim 2.
Oh, God, I quit.
It's all right, no, because after that, we've got some really good stuff coming up. In the next couple of weeks, we've got Ready Player One, which is early reports are that it's like better than expected.
I heard that because it showed at South by Southwest, didn't it?
It did,
and people, and a bunch of people who apparently went in with expectations where I think ours both were, came out kind of going, actually, that was really cool.
Yes. So early reports have been that that's incredible. So we got that in like 2 weeks. We got Isle of Dogs coming up, which looks really cool. So don't worry. I know Pacific Rim is going to be a struggle.
Like Pacific Rim was terrible, and that was directed by Guillermo del Toro.
I actually haven't seen it.
Pacific Rim 2 doesn't even have del Toro, so how bad's it going to be?
Well, he helped writing, yeah? Or has he completely stepped back?
I don't know. I'm sure he's got a producer credit on it.
Yeah, he's got to get that money.
Yeah, absolutely. He'd be struggling for work post-Oscar.
Yeah. Well, this was a good chat.
Was it? We'll find out after we've edited this train wreck.
It's hard to have a one-sided conversation. We didn't think this through very well.
States. It's just like, how hard can we make this episode for ourselves?
No.
You stay here, I'll go interstate, I'll watch a movie, you watch a different movie.
And we're recording it like way later in the week than we usually do too, so we've got very little time to edit. So
we should have just gone live.
We'll do that next week.
Okay. We'll just do it from the movie theatre. We'll do a commentary for Pacific Rim 2. It would just be me sitting there going, boo.
That's right, a 2-hour-long episode of We Watch the Thing, which is just going, boo.
Get out of this movie, Finn. Get back to Star Wars.
And just the sound of popcorn crunching in my mouth. I'm sure that the other guests at the cinemas will love us.
They will.
All right, well, I hope that your week improves. I'm glad to hear that you're feeling better.
Thanks, mate, and thanks for kind of waving me off Tomb Raider with your 5 out of 10, which for a normal person is a 2.
Yeah, well, you're not getting out of Pacific Rim, so look forward to that one, buddy.
Oh, I can't wait.
You know what? Maybe next week I'll ditch Pacific Rim.
Like I watched season 7, episode 2 of Friends.
For the 28th time this week. If you want to get in contact with us, you can do that at wewatchedathing.com or at wewatchedathing@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at wewatchedathing. And feel free to write into us. Tell us, how shit this episode was so that we don't do it again. And catches.
Bye, everyone.